Morning and happy hump day, guys. It's Wednesday, September 5th, 2018. You're watching the Daily Mix TV by Hill Story Marketing. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. So we've all seen the new Nike ad with Colin Kaepernick. You know, it's generated a lot of controversy and a lot of discussion. Now, we'll get into that in a second. The problem I have with all of this is the glaringly poor record that Nike has with respect to human rights and humane treatment of its factory workers. So instead of helping the children that they've hurt with their sweatshops, the company decides to get involved in a politically charged conversation instead. It just doesn't make any sense to me, unless they're desperate for attention. And that's exactly what they got. While I may not agree with using Kaepernick as a spokesman, the strategy has certainly paid off in exposure. In the first 24 hours after the former NFL player tweeted the Just Do It spot, the sportswear giant raked in more than $43 million worth of news coverage, most of it neutral or positive. Now, Kaepernick hasn't been signed on to play on an NFL team since he took the knee for the national anthem in 2016 when he was allegedly protesting American racism and police brutality against peoples of color. So right about now, people are saying, why is he saying allegedly? There's a lot of noise online right now about why Kaepernick did it. So some who are actually tied directly to him have stated that, he did this to avoid getting his contract terminated because he had been benched for a while. Then when he was first let on the field, he decided to do this so he didn't get fired. Others are saying that, even though he's never raised the race card once in his life, he got tired of seeing the police brutality and all of these things. I really hope it's the latter and not the former, because that would be very cool and it would mean a lot to a whole lot of folks who've supported Kaepernick throughout this time. Now, the issue I have with respect to Nike is they're getting into a political conversation they have no business getting into. What they should have done is focused properly on the issues that have plagued their brand for decades, and that is sweatshops and using children to create their products. So only time will tell what the truth is on this one. I do have to look at the other side of the conversation for a second, though. Formerly loyal customers of Nike are burning their sneakers, shirts, and other gear in protest because they believe that their brand is bucking patriotism. At least that's their point of view. Now, on top of that, hashtag boycott Nike is trending heavily across the Twitterverse. Whatever the truth is behind this, I really do hope that Kaepernick did it for the right reasons and that all of this comes out very shiny and nice and clean so that people can start coming back together again and having a real conversation about how to affect positive change rather than focusing on the race issue, the child labor issue, those kinds of things. Let's just move the needle forward together rather than apart. Amazon has become the second publicly traded U.S. company to hit the $1 trillion mark. Yesterday, on Tuesday, the retail giant's shares rose nearly 2% during early morning trading to reach a high of $2,050.50 a share. Their market value has since slipped below that mark, and it's got some people concerned. Don't be. Apple hit it less than a month ago. They've maintained their value. Amazon is a very diverse company with a lot of tentacles and a lot of different paths. So when you think about their diversified portfolio like Whole Foods and PillPack versus their Prime platform and so on, it's all a value driver according to analysts. So basically Q4, OND, October, November, December, is really going to determine whether they maintain over that $1 trillion mark over time or not. If they do a good job during holiday, that $1 trillion mark will be achieved again and maintained. Beauty shoppers in select CVS pharmacy stores are about to get an entirely new experience. That's right. The retail arm of CVS Health has debuted a new in-store beauty format called Beauty IRL. They're testing it in 4 doors, 2 in Florida, 1 in Massachusetts, and 1 in Connecticut. And their offerings are, this is really well thought out, folks. The new offerings include an array of beauty products not typically associated with mass market chain drug in beauty retail. They're also adding in-store beauty services provided through a partnership with Glam Squad. Now, those services include blowouts, 30-minute makeup refreshers, and skincare services, all of which can be done either through a walk-in or booked in advance online for an appointment. Now, they're looking at literally twice the footprint of a typical CVS Beauty section for Beauty IRL. It's a very smart move, a very prudent move given what's going on in Change Rug right now, and we'll get into that in a second. They're also going to feature a trending wall that showcases upcoming socially relevant independent brands. Shoppers can also create their own bag of mini beauty products, the travel size ones, choosing from a selection of over 150 products. And, it just keeps going. They're also going to have a test and play hygiene bar that's staffed by CVS Beauty associates. They do plan to add more in-store Beauty IRL shops in 2019. And they also said they're going to bring the Beauty IRL product offerings online. So from an omni-channel perspective, this is brilliant. Now, remember, CVS was the first to really revamp its beauty aisle out of all the Change Rug back in the 90s. They had partnered with Boots UK and several other British brands. Target did the same thing for a limited period, and they saw a huge increase in sales, and then it flatlined because they just didn't continue to support it, unfortunately. Then you had Dwayne Reed, thanks to former CMO Joe Magnacca, who's an old friend of mine. He's currently the CEO of Massage Envy. Brilliant visionary, especially when it comes to marketing. He had redone Dwayne Reed's beauty aisle, turning it into what's called the Look Boutique. That was more about upscale and indie brands and way ahead of its time, as Joe typically is. So when you look at what's going on with CVS, though, they're clearly the big dog here. They know what they're doing. They know how to maverick the system. They know how to push out the competitor. Now, if I were CVS, I'd be concerned about what Walgreens' response to this is going to be, but only time will tell, and we'll keep an eye on it for you. Target has unveiled the first phase of its holiday plan, one that's targeted to shoppers who previously relied on Toys R Us for their holiday shopping. The discounter revealed that it will be expanding its toy assortment throughout their operation, so that's going to be brick and mortar and online as well. Target plans to offer more than 2,500 new and exclusive toys, which is double compared to last year. Obviously, Toys R Us closing left a big hole in the market. Now, in addition, Target plans to launch special events and experiences across its stores. They're also going to step up their digital engagement. So as an example, the company created a Top Toy Hub, which is an online page that groups toys by categories. So they're including nostalgic toys, imagination, technology, and specific characters, as well as lines of toys that offer an element of surprise. Like, what are they called? Hatchimals. There you go. All of its toys will also be available at Target.com. So toy orders are also going to be eligible for Target's BOPIS, buy online, pick up in store, or what they call order pickup. Also, their drive up, so you can drive up, to a convenience window, pick up and go, as well as same-day delivery provided by Shipt, and it's free 2-day shipping. So it's a very robust program to take on the toy section, especially given the hole that Toys R Us left in the market. Now, their chief competitor, Walmart, they also announced their holiday strategy last Friday. The discount giant plans to expand its toy assortment by 30% in store and 40% online, with both offerings including hundreds of new exclusive toys. Walmart is also going to bolster its holiday assortment with in-store play dates and online influencers, among other benefits. So both chains are relying on experiential to drive sales this holiday, as well as exclusives. Very smart move for both of them, though I have a feeling Target may actually come out on top on this one just because of the way that they do their marketing. So we'll see, and we'll keep an eye on it for you. But both companies do expect their efforts to appeal to U.S.-based customers who would have made holiday purchases at now defunct Toys R Us locations. Remember, Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy in September, struggling under a very heavy debt load and several years of lackluster sales. At least that's what their excuse of the moment was when they filed. The real variable in this space, though, that retailers need to watch out for, and I alluded to this earlier, is Amazon. With their acquisition of Whole Foods and their new marketing platforms for Prime, because of that acquisition, they have a higher reach rate now more than ever. So that means that they could easily pivot one section in all of their Whole Foods doors to just be toys and impact customers literally as they're shopping for their dinner. So we'll keep an eye on this one for you, but I have a feeling holiday is going to be a very heated and contentious period